Now we know how to detect a mouse left button click on an object. What are some of the other interactions we can create? Let's try this. Let's try using a key press to turn on and off the light. So click on the directional light, right click, add a state machine, and again I'm going to say idle or waiting for input. Could be anything. You can add a description. Actually, let's do that. Idle, and then the description is waiting for input. And what I want to do is let's find an input event action. Okay, so get key down. Sends an event when a key is pressed. Sounds like something I want to do. So let's double click on that. And there are a lot of keys here you can select. I'm going to just do, let's see, space. Sense event. Now there's no event here for us to use. So I'm going to create a custom event. So remember how when we right click on the state, you have these system events that you can use. So these are default events that comes with Playmaker. And some of these are really useful that you probably use over and over again. But now what we want to do is creating a custom event. And by the way, I'll add a link to the syllabus so we can learn more about some of these system events. But for now, let's go to events, custom events, and I'm going to add an event called, let's call this switch off. Okay. Now when I right click and go to add transition, I have a new event that I can choose called switch off. Okay, now that's the switch off event that I just created. And come back to the state, come back to the action. When space is pressed down, get key down space, we're going to send the switch off event. Okay, and create a new state called lights off. And then I'm going to connect the two. So the switch off event will go to the lights off state. And here what I want to do is I want to turn off the light. Right? So go to action browser, see if there's any action related to lighting. Great. So let's say set the intensity. Oops, selected the wrong one. Again, you can always remove them from here. Click on this button here and then you can remove actions. Again, click on action browser, lights. Okay, intensity, great. And I'm just going to set this to 0. And that's it. So let's try this. Hit play. Okay, now we're in the idle state. Oh, I misspelled that word. But let's not worry about that now. And press the spacebar. Goes to lights off, and now the intensity of the light is 0, so it's dark. Now I want to make this into a toggle, right? So I wanted to, whenever I press the space bar, it goes from on to off, and then if it's off, I want it to go to turn on the light when I press the button. So that's very simple to do in Playmaker. Let me just fix that. Okay, so once we press the space bar, it goes to switch off, lights off. So what we need here is another event similar to this, and another action. So I'm going to copy this. Click on this, copy selected action, and paste it here. And I'm going to change the event name. Actually, I'm just gonna create a new one. Why not? Switch on. Right, same thing. Right click, add transition. Now we have the switch on event, and I'm going to go switch on. So when you press the spacebar, it's gonna send the event switch on, and what that means is it's gonna go back to the first state. And now I'm gonna change the name from idle to lights on. Right. Okay, very good. And similar to this, we need to set the intensity back to the original level, which is 0.5. You can see here. I'm going to copy this, go to the state, and then press and paste the action. Now, another cool thing you can do is you can rearrange the actions to decide which action you want to do first. And just for consistency, I'm going to say set the light intensity first, and then I'm going to set it back to 0.5. Okay, now let's try that. Start the game, and sometimes you want to just do a quick click on the game view so that the input, so the system knows you're controlling the game. And press space, the space bar, turns off the light, and then you can see that we're in the lights off state. And press that again, goes back to lights on, so you can switch lights on and off like that. It's very easy to set up very quickly. You can create a toggle like that, and you can basically use the same structure for anything with a similar kind of feature. Like you can do a door that opens and closes. The light switch is an obvious one. Any sort of on and off sort of mechanism you can do. You can use a similar setup.